Hello everyone, welcome back to The Last of Us Part 2, Grounded Mode, Stealth, all collectibles, no damage, long title. I think this is episode 8, I might be wrong, that might be incorrect, but either way, it'll be labelled in the title. And I'm sure you can link them together if you're looking for a certain one. We're in the sewers, As Ellie, we just escaped the area with the stalkers. And to get out of here, we just need to go over here and up on the ledge. I'm not sure what this section is. I know that we're coming up on the part where we find the girl playing the PSP. Had a little check over there to see if there were any pickups, but there aren't any, so moving on then. Right. So I hope this series has been helping you out a little bit so far. It's definitely taken me a minute to get around to getting these videos commentated. Right here we just need to climb up and go across this pipe. Pretty straightforward. Not really anything for us to look at in this area other than just find a way to progress. And we're coming down. Doesn't hurt again to have a look around for pickups. You never know what you're going to find. But I know there's no collectibles in this section, so I think we have our first encounter with the Seraphites. I think that's what's coming up. Yeah. So we need to go up this ladder and up here into this next area. There's one collectible in this area with the Seraphites, and you're going to have to make sure that you kill all of the Seraphites. You can sneak past them if you want to, but you won't be able to get one of the collectibles that's here because it'll only give you the prompt to get that collectible once you've killed all the Seraphites. So this section can be a little bit sketchy. These guys are very good at communicating with each other when you're around. You've probably seen when they whistle to each other when they find a dead body, or if they spot you or they suspect you're there. That's a thing with these guys.
Okay. You are here. And the hospital's there.
Getting ever closer to that hospital. Again, just having a little look around for pickups. I don't really think there's anything here for us to grab. Doesn't hurt to have a look, though. In grounded mode, you know, it's pretty essential to stay stocked up on these items. So when you reach a certain point here, you're going to get hit with an arrow. I think it's about here somewhere. I've seen in the speedrun that there's a way to avoid being hit with it, but I'm not sure how to do that. We're just going to play the game as it's scripted anyway. I'm not really doing speedrun tricks and stuff. This is definitely a slow type of run. I think we must be like 8 hours deep into the game. And another speedrun for this game is about 3 or 4 hours. So when we rip the arrow out, we're going to backtrack here a little bit and get into these bushes, or big plants. Just crouch down, go prone. It's the easiest way to stay hidden. These guys are going to be looking for you, but they're not going to find you. 1 or 2 of the Seraphites is going to come towards you, and you need to do your best to pick them off without the others spotting you. It can be difficult to do that. But just wait for the right moment. You can see the one in the back with the bow that just shot us is heading back to where they just climbed down from, and I managed to pick this one off over here by the phone booths. And their bodies are nice and hidden in the grass, so... or plants, whatever they're called. And one thing that these guys do is when it seems to trigger when you take one out, they'll whistle for their partner that they're with, and they whistle back, you know, and that kind of lets them know if they don't whistle back that something's happened to them, so they can go into that sort of stage where they're hunting you without even finding a body, which can be kind of frustrating. But that guy's dead. He jumped down and came after us. I used the tree for a bit of cover there. This one couldn't see what I was doing. That quick takedown really comes into effect in these areas with the Seraphites. And again, using good cover with the tree to take this chick out. She's done for. Not actually that tough to do this section stealth. You may get spotted, but hopefully you can do well enough to take out a couple of these guys. Did take me a couple of attempts to get this section done, but not as tough as some of the others we've done so far, and also not as tough as some of the ones that are coming up. But we've got this guy walking around with an axe, and like I said, we need to take everyone out here so that we can get the collectible in this area. If you don't care about collectibles, you can try and just move through these plants and get to the street and head through to the apartment building that you need to go into. You should see me go into it in a sec if you want to figure out where that is exactly. But we want the collectibles, so we're going to stealth kill everybody. And I'm waiting for the right moment. I used good cover with the plants there, head through the gated area and came back around and managed to take this chick out. There's another one over there on the right. They've got their back turned. You really need to time when you're taking these guys out well, so that maybe the other one has his back to you. The problem is with stuff like that in this game, like I've mentioned before, the AI can just turn around when they feel like it. If they feel like turning around and having to look behind them, they'll do that. There's nothing you can really do about it. But if you're trying to conserve ammo, or maybe you haven't got any ammo at this point, you can always just hit the checkpoint and try again. That's definitely what I was doing. Like I've mentioned many times, this is a segmented run. If you want to hide the bodies here, if you go prone and move into the bodies, you can move them around a bit. I feel like a nice mechanic in this game would be the ability to move bodies, just maybe grab them by the foot and drag them around to put them in more ideal locations to avoid being spotted. But I feel like even though this game has a pretty decent stealth mechanic, you're still going to have to fight. Well, the game expects you to get into fights and get spotted. It doesn't actually expect you to do stealth all the time, I don't think. So the collectible we need to get is right next to that axe that I just picked up, and I switched my machete for that because it's got more hits to it. It's like a fresh axe. But the fact that we couldn't grab the collectible there means there's another guy alive. So if you go over to that body and it doesn't give you the prompt to pick, I think it's a journal entry. It doesn't give you the prompt to get the journal entry. It means you've got to come back and take out another guy, and here he is, chilling in the back. I must have got past him without seeing him or something. Must have been in an awkward position, but I think he's the last one. So let's wait for the right moment here and just pop out of the grass and get him killed. There we go. Quiet. Alright. So I think we're coming up to the point where we're on day 3 as Ellie. We've still got a little bit more to do, but if you've played the game before, you'll know that you play through 3 days as Ellie and 3 days as Abby, and then you have a little section as Abby and a little section as Ellie at the end of the game. So come over to that body where we got the axe and you can get the journal entry. Let's have a little look at that, see what it was. On grounded mode it doesn't give you those prompts, but it just says scars, fuck these people, stay focused on why you're here. And I'm having a little look here to see if there's anything we missed, and there isn't. Sometimes in between chapters you'll have an extra journal entry added by Ellie that you don't get to see or collect. It's just kind of something that happens on its own. So I like to check for those to read them to you, but we didn't have one that time. This is the apartment building we're coming into. You've got another collectible in this building. As always, I'm going to have a little scan around for pickups. If you're not worried about how long this is taking you, I'd advise you to do the same thing, just because resources are scarce. If you find yourself in a situation in this mode where you haven't got any ammo or resources, this is maybe why, just because you haven't looked around enough to get the items you need and whatnot. I grabbed the health bar there. Somewhere along the way I must have taken some damage, maybe from a fall or something. It must be scripted into the game, because if you've been watching, you'll know that I haven't been taking any damage. I haven't been shot or anything. It might actually be from... oh yeah, that's probably what it is. It's from getting shot by the arrow, right? Doppelganger then. Here's that trading card I was telling you about. Brain 60, Brawn 60, affiliation none, real name unknown. A strange being of unknown origin, the alabaster-skinned humanoid with yellow eyes is capable of assuming the shape of anyone you need him or her to be. The only catch, they need to make a physical contact with the person you wish them to impersonate. The resemblance is near perfect, though if you look closely you'll see their eyes have a glint of yellow after the transformation. So if you ever see a friend wearing sunglasses at an inappropriate time, you'd best be on your guard. Neutral. Okay. Managed to read all of that one. Speed reading done me proud. So, moving on. We need to head through one of these doors, I think, now. It's been a minute since I did all of this, and some of these sections took me so long to do that I forget exactly what I did. Hopefully, if you're stuck on some sections, you can copy me to some extent. I know it's difficult, and it doesn't always work out the same way because of the way the AI behaves, but you never know. It may give you some tips or help you out a little bit. Definitely scavenging wise, you could just see where I pick up stuff and then run to those locations rather than looking around everywhere yourself. I spend so much time in this run just looking around for things, but that is why I always have resources. Also, doing the game stealth just gives you a ton of extra resources, you know. You'll always have the stuff you need. I tend to save stuff like Molotovs and trap mines for when we fight the big boys like bloaters and shamblers, if you need to take them out. I also do my best in areas to take out as many enemies as possible and not sneak past them. If anyone finds this note, my wife Paige is waiting for me back in the old conference centre at Pike and Convention, right across from the brew pub. Please take her this medicine. She's pregnant and could die without it. I thought I could make it, but I've lost too much blood. I was sprinting through these woods, heard some whistles, and then an arrow pierced my side. I ducked into this place, think I'm safe, can't get any worse, right? Starting to feel cold. Stole all this medicine from the hospital, should have grabbed some blood too. Bad joke, never mind. She'll tell you I'm always making bad jokes. If you find Paige, tell her I went peacefully. Tell her I hope they live happy lives. Tell her I love her, and tell her it's a boy. If it's a boy, don't name the kid after me. Go with the name we picked, Simon Vickers. So that's a collectible you can find in this room. Easy to miss this one because you've got to drop off the fire escape to continue. And you need to come up to get this one. There's also some supplements there for you to grab. Okay. So I'm looking to see if there's anything I want to upgrade on that firearms tree. But there's nothing I want to grab. Check the drawer. Nothing in there. I think there's something on the shelf. Some duct tape. Really useful for making arrows. And we can unlock this door now. Not that it really matters, but again, let's have a little search around, see if we're missing anything. I don't think we are. And now we need to just head back down and hop off the fire escape to continue, which is this way. So again, let's go back and have a little look around. You never know what's down here. We have got to go the other way, but you know how video games are. They hide things in corners. And look at that. Explosive powder. Sneaky pickups. Can make some arrows now. Very useful. Like I mentioned before, if you're playing on a lower difficulty, you'll get way more resources in those spots where you find stuff. The way this game sort of works stuff out is it's split into quarters. And a lot of the time in grounded mode, you'll only get 1 quarter, so you'll need to find 4 of those items to be able to use it once as a resource. Which is kind of difficult. This bit is very, very tough. This bit took me a minute to get done. Straight away here I ducked into the bushes, and I think I had to hit a checkpoint here somewhere. But you'll get one if you wait in these bushes. I think it's right after this guy dies. You'll get the checkpoint.
Now he is free. Now he's free. Search for stragglers.
Right, so these guys all split off into pairs, and like I said, I got the checkpoint there just after that guy dies. And I'm going to turn around and head back on myself and come up here to the side. There's a couple of these guys hanging around, and if you copy me here, you should be able to get through this section the same way. This area is pretty scripted, and there's no dogs or anything, so because of all the cover with the bodies, it's very easy to keep them hidden and not let anyone know where you are. So their paths are pretty scripted. But we're waiting here for these guys to sort of reunite, and when they reunite, they'll move together over here through the trees. We're going to keep low so they don't see us, and no one over in the other spots to the right of us right now doesn't spot us either. These guys will come through here through the trees and then split up. And you'll be able to take one out and then go and get the other one when he comes back to investigate, because he'll come over and try and check. He'll figure out that his partner's not around, go to find her body, and then he'll alert everybody. But you can get him as he goes to tell everybody what's going on. So she comes up here and stands here for a second. We're going to get here pretty much straight away. And then move over here to the bushes and wait for this guy to come back on himself. He's going to chill out for a second and then try and figure out where his partner is, I think. Letting off that alert. I think he's far enough away to stop the others from finding out about it. You can see another Seraphite in the background over there walking backwards and forwards, but right here is a good time to take this guy out. Get rid of him as quick as you can. And now that you've done that, you'll want to move forward into these bushes, and you can see these couple of cars around us. We're going to go and get that Seraphite that was just in the background a second ago. So let's move towards the blue car over here. And just hang out here for a second. We're waiting for the right moment to be able to move up underneath the ledge that this Seraphite is next to. So let's wait here for a sec. And off she goes, and we can move up now. Ellie sort of got put into a swimming animation there because that puddle's a bit deep. So I'm going to hop up here and try and take this Seraphite out right about here next to this cop car. There we go. Now push her towards this van a little bit before I take her out, so she's hidden from the next Seraphite that we're going to take out. You can see this guy hanging over here, but I'm dropping back down off the ledge. And I went around the cop car there because the next Seraphite that's going to come after us is one that comes out of the parking garage just here. So we're going to have to wait for that moment. You'll see them come forward in a moment, and then they turn around and move back. There they are. When they turn around to go back through the garage, you're going to go and get them. So let's keep moving. You can see, like, so close to her turning around. Sometimes when they do that animation, they'll turn around and spot you, and that's pretty much a reset. It's very frustrating. She's dead now. Done with. There's another guy straight ahead of us, and you would think that he'd be able to spot that body if you leave it there. If you want to move it, like I mentioned before, you can go prone and, like, move into it, and it'll move the body around. But you don't have to. I don't think that guy will spot the body, and you'll be good to come back over here and keep moving. There's two more Seraphites from where we first started. You're going to see one come over here that I'm sort of in the direction I'm looking for now. I'm making sure that she's not there right now, because one can sort of sometimes come backwards and forwards through that area, but most of the time they don't. Very rarely you'll see them appear, but this time they didn't. Most of the time, I'd say like 90% of the time, they don't show up, but sometimes they do. And you've got this pair of Seraphites. Oh, there they are. It's actually good that they showed up. That way they're easy for you to spot out and avoid, you know. So when they walk away... Or am I mistaken? No, I'm not mistaken. But it might be a good idea just to wait there then, just to wait for that one to walk off. Most of the time they don't show up, but that Seraphite just spotted me, which is kind of frustrating. And they're going to go and check out the area. She thought she saw me, so I went back through the garage here. As sort of a backup strategy. And moved through the parking garage. I'm just making sure not to get spotted and trying to be very careful. So you can see that guy ahead of me. There we go, they say nothing there. That means they go back to their normal patrols, and I've come around. And you can always copy this strat if it works better for you. These guys will keep repeating their patterns, so you'll be able to wait for the right moment. And you might have to wait for a bit longer than I did, but... Or maybe shorter, you never know, you might get lucky. But you can see... This one Seraphite here that I said is sometimes here and sometimes not. Be on the lookout for this guy. Don't go straight under the tree. Just wait to see if he appears. Sometimes he's there and sometimes he's not. But from my practice runs, most of the time he wasn't there. But like I said, just watch out for him. But when he's walking through these plants in between the tree, that's a good time to take him out. His body will stay hidden. And then we're going to come down here and drop into these bushes. And we're going to stalk these two that are roaming around now. We need to try and take them out when they separate a little bit. Very difficult to learn all of this. And we're also lucky that these guys, well, their path doesn't sort of intersect with any of the people we've killed. And they don't find any of the bodies. Let's keep moving forward. They're facing each other at the moment. We really need these two to separate. Right. So I think they might go on different paths now. Here we go. This is a good opportunity to take out this chick with the bow. And then there's one more ahead of us. And believe it or not, we've killed like probably 10 already. And there's more. There's still more that come through in this area. He's calling out for his partner. And now's a good time to get him when he's running across. Just like we did before with the other pair. when you're approaching these guys and you get relatively close, you kind of just want to be mashing the button to grab them. I think it's triangle. Just so that as early as possible, Ellie will grab them. You kind of see that thing happen when they spin around just as I'm about to grab them, but because I'm mashing the button, I manage to get the grab and they don't make any noise. Okay, so we're going back to round towards the cop car now. I'm just being careful because I think a body has been found and they're whistling to each other. But you can get through that whole section stealthily, which is nice. Difficult to do, I know, but doable. Pretty much all of these areas are very difficult to get through stealth. You have to have some serious patience, but it is possible. So, we've got more enemies ahead of us, and this is the way we need to go. We're going to head over here to our right and just play it safe for a second, wait for this guy to come back around, because he loops around this van that's ahead of us. I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of a difficult spot. He just continuously loops around that, and you want to wait for him to sort of be in our line of sight right now. There he is, and then turn away from us. Again, this can be a bit of a difficult area to get right, because sometimes he can turn around and spot you, which is kind of frustrating, but just do your best to move up on him at the right time. Get behind him and take him out. There we go. So the game is kind of stingy with checkpoints in this area, which sucks. All the enemies you've just seen me kill, like a good 10 of them, the game doesn't give you a checkpoint in between for. I couldn't find one anyway. So if you were to get here and then die or get spotted and then went to the checkpoint, you're going to have to go back a good chunk. But we've got this one Seraphite over here that I want to take out next, because there's another Seraphite over, like, sort of behind me and to the left. And if you try and move for her first, this one will spot you, so it's a good idea to try and get this one first when she's not looking. And let's head up the ramp. I'm coming up to the next place that I got a checkpoint, which was up here somewhere. Again, there's a group of Seraphites here that can be difficult to take out in succession, so be ready to duck into this grass on your left. You got this guy with the axe. You might want to take a better look than I did there and see if he's looking at you or not. I got kind of lucky, I think, there. Back into the grass, sneaky, and I just got a checkpoint right here, and there's another guy. That's why I ducked straight back into the grass, because of this guy lurking around. And he sort of does a similar thing to this guy. He comes over to a very close spot. These two are very close to each other. We're going to take him out next. There we go. Good night. Okay. So, now that that's done, we've got another chick to take out that's ahead of us. And this one can be very difficult to time right. If you take out that guy with the axe, the first guy I took out with the axe, you should get a checkpoint there, so it's not too much bother to hit the checkpoint and figure this bit out. But this chick caused me some problems, because she can just randomly turn around if she feels like it, but this is the best place to try and take her out when she walks over in this direction. Like I mentioned before, these people can randomly turn around if they feel like it, and that can get you spotted. It's very frustrating when that happens, when you're doing well. So, after you've taken her out, when you move up here, more Seraphites are going to spawn into the area. And you want to come up here. You should hear them talking when they've been triggered. We're going to use these plants for cover to take them out. One of them comes very, very close to you, so you need to be careful where you are in these bushes. But let's just wait. Let's have us some patience. This section took me forever to figure out. Was not easy at all. Alright, here we go. Not getting subtitles for their dialogue right now, but they do talk to each other when they spawn into the area, so listen out for that. You should also hear them coming, but if you do what I did and duck into these bushes, you should be good. So this guy's going to walk through the bushes here, and when he gets behind the blue car that he's behind right now, you want to take him out. And if you move the analog sticks towards the direction you want to dump a body, I feel like Ellie pushes the body in that direction as you take them out. But I ducked straight back into the plants, got under the truck here, and started moving in on this next Seraphite. But I'm still waiting for the right moment because she could turn around any second and get me. So I'm just biding my time, waiting for the right moment. Right, and now's that moment. Let's go. Good night. There's still more, so be ready. Let's move up. You can see the other guy over there. I think there's 2 more for us to take out. Getting under the trucks here can be very useful for your stealth efforts. Although if they get suspicious, they can end up looking under the truck. I think he's just spotted one of the bodies, so right here I'm trying to turn around, but the camera angle is like super awkward when you're doing this. But I've got this one right here, he's next. Oh, it's a she. She's next. Sorry, didn't mean to assume gender. Good night. And that was good timing because he just found one of the bodies, but he's on his own now, so it doesn't matter. And we're going to wait right here by this car until he comes back. I don't think his path brings him over here. I'm pretty sure he's calling out to the other Seraphites, but they're all dead, mate. So I head back to the truck, get under the truck. He's constantly whistling, but no one's responding. There we go. Good night, mate. And that's your lot. You should get another checkpoint shortly, but that's all the Seraphites for this section. There's another fight coming up when the guy in the store attacks you with the big hammer. Alright, so scan this area for pickups. I'm pretty sure in the shop I'm going into now there's a couple of pickups, so have a little look. That section did take me a very long time to get through. It was not fun to figure out at all. Okay. I really just want to get this series completed though. I really want to get it out of the way. I feel like it's just taking up so much space on my hard drive. Okay, so had a bit of a mishap with the video. I think I was talking about my hard drive, but yeah, I had to come back and edit a couple of things and get to this point. When you come in here, you're going to get attacked by a big guy with a hammer. So you need to be ready with a shotgun. I like to use the shotgun for this guy. It's just the easiest way to kill him. As soon as you open this door, he sort of jumps you, so there's no way to avoid it. There are a couple of Seraphites that also attack you. So go ahead and shotgun this guy in the face a couple of times. It will take you 2 shots. And then run away, because the other Seraphites are also in this area. So I like to run away and hide in the bushes over here to lose these guys and try and kill them with stealth, save some resources. You can shoot them if you want to, it's up to you, but
get eyes everywhere. Don't let her escape.
I'm gonna not let you escape, mate. You're done for. So this guy's pretty easy to kill, although their movement here is a little bit RNG, but he came over this way and the other one went behind those bookcases over there, so it was an easy takedown. I'll get back to the subject of my hard drive in a minute. Like I said, I had an issue with the video. I had to do some editing, so I've had to come back to redo this part, recording-wise. There's a part coming up that is so cheesy, but we'll get through it. So, this guy's gone outside of the store. Let's follow him. Try and get rid of him. I think he goes into the shop where we got a couple of pickups, so I'm just taking it slow here, using the grass where I can, staying low. And over to Ruston Coffee. Okay. Oh, you almost turned around on me there. That was close. But let's get him. Good night. Yeah, quiet. Right, there we go. There's only those 3. So you should be good now. So what was I talking about? Hard drive, right? So I have one hard drive that I tend to record all my stuff to. And I think like there's a good 2 terabytes of it That's like stuff I need and videos that I keep and whatnot. Basically porn. No, I'm joking. Just essential stuff on my hard drive. There's probably a bunch of shit that I could delete, but I'd have to go digging through the hard drive to find it. But I usually keep around 1 terabyte free for recording stuff, for instance this. And at the moment it's taking up a lot of that space, and I want to clear it and get rid of it all before I move on to other projects, just because I don't want to get too tied up with so many things on my hard drive that I've got to post to YouTube. It kind of sucks because I've got a bunch of ideas for projects that I want to do, but this is such a big one. And I want to get it posted. It sucks at the moment because I know this series probably won't get a lot of views initially. It may over time as people funnel into the video for help with certain parts and whatnot, and that's what happened with the previous series too. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. There's no guarantees that this series will go anywhere, but I want to do it just because I did it with the first one. It was fun to do. And yeah, I want to get it done. I also want to do that permadeath playthrough as well. But I'm just going to do that on the easiest difficulty to make life a lot easier. But we are almost done with Ellie's sections now. I think there's like a few more videos of Ellie's stuff. Probably like 2 or 3 maybe. After this one, and then we'll be on to Abby, which is nice. That means we've made good progress through the series so far. I'm going to try and post this series regularly. I know I've fallen behind with it, which is stupid of me, but I'll do my best to get it done. I might hold off on posting the permadeath playthrough for a little while and get a couple of other things done, because I don't mind keeping that series on my hard drive as long as I can clear this one out. By the way, I'm just searching around here for pickups. I don't think there's any collectibles here. It's literally just pickups in drawers and stuff. So, feel free to have a search around. Yeah, pickups. Yeah, like I was saying, the thing about the permadeath playthrough is it's about 9 hours long. And there's a few mess-ups in there for me to edit out, but this series is probably going to end up being about 20 hours long worth of videos or so around there somewhere. But there's more or less something like 50 hours of recording to the playthrough. And obviously after it's edited down, it'll end up being like 20 hours. As I've mentioned before, this playthrough is segmented. So if I mess up, I hit a checkpoint and retry the area that I'm on. But because permadeath was done on easy, like I've already done it, but because it was on easy, it really didn't take me very long. It was just easy enough to fly through most of it, you know. Right.
Better still be there, Nora.
Right, now that we've done that, let's have a little look around, see what we can find. I think if I really wanted to, I could probably do permadeath on grounded mode, but what's the point? There's no achievement tied to do, or trophy tied to doing that. That's kind of what this is covering, you know. I'm guessing there's quite a few people who haven't done grounded mode and they haven't got all collectibles, so this guide could be quite useful for getting both out of the way at the same time. And permadeath you can just do on any difficulty, and there's 3 different sort of options to permadeath. By the way, before I continue this conversation, when you drop down here, you can head to the left, and there's a, I think it's kind of like a pharmacy or something with a couple of collectibles in it. There's 2 different ways to get to it. You can go this way, or you can follow the water around and end up coming around the back entrance, but we're going this way right now. But yeah, with permadeath, there's 3 different options. You can do it entire game, per act, or per chapter. And the easiest way to do it is per chapter. So we got a trading card right here. Let's have a little look at that. Let's give that a read. Batmandar. I'm probably saying that wrong. Brains 80, Brawn 60, Affiliation Spark, Home Planet Neptune. Once the solar system's most notorious pirate Neptunian Batmandar became known for hijacking resupply ships, threatening the nascent colonies on Europa and Enceladus with starvation, pursued by the Future Alliance to the asteroid belt. She flew her ship too close to a mysterious wormhole and found herself back in the 21st century. Though she initially enjoyed her newfound superiority, she quickly became frustrated by the limitations of her 21st century. Ah, god damn it. I tried. Alright, so there's another collectible on the other side of the counter here. Just a little note. It says, Tom. I keep hearing gunfire at odd hours. We have no one to protect us from this crazy cult. We can't wait for the WLF to find us. We have to trek to their base and join them. I've started stashing supplies in the safe, heading out to scout the best route. We will be back at with a plan ASAP. Be careful, MK. PS, almost forgot. And then it tells you the safe code at the bottom, which we're about to go and open. Doesn't hurt to have a little look around the pharmacy here and see what you can find. Might be a couple of rando pickups, you know what I mean? Don't see much there. Let's head through the hole in the wall. See what we've got knocking around. Safe here. And this is the combo that we just found, but the combo is 38. 55. Hopefully I get this right this time. 23. There we go. Beautiful.
There.
And obviously you got stuff inside. Okay. So let's go ahead and upgrade Hold a Breath. I'm trying to get to the craft more arrows upgrade. And you've got a workbench here. Again, you don't have to upgrade anything, but if you're looking for all collectibles, you have to access the workbench and then back out of it for it to count. I'm not sure if what I put upgrades into here. I think I was going for the scope, right? I was trying to get the scope. I'm not sure if I messed this up and ended up getting the wrong upgrade. Because I don't have enough for the scope. Yeah, I messed up. But it doesn't really matter. We haven't got that much time left as Ellie anyway, so... But if I were you, my advice, maybe save the parts if you can and get the scope for the rifle. It is probably the most useful upgrade. Considering we have quite a few bullets with the rifle and just that scope makes everything so much more accurate, you know. Okay, so we have tape. Don't think there's any more collectibles around here, but it doesn't hurt to scan for collectibles. You know the deal by now. Alright. So there's about another 25 minutes of this video or so, maybe a little bit more than that, but most of it is spent trying to do the hospital stealthily, which isn't easy. I think I may have mentioned to you guys the one funny moment that's in this where there's someone walking along with a dog and I take out the dog right in front of their face and they don't even pay attention to it, they just keep on walking. I think that's in the next video. Not this one, the next one. Yeah, but this section... you can kind of cheese. Right. So, through here we go. Right. So this is where we jump the chick with the PSP. Right here, you just need to swim over to her. She's playing Hotline Miami, which is a great game, by the way.
Don't make a fucking sound. Hands up.
Easy. Easy.
Do you know a girl named Nora?
Sure, yeah.
Where is she?
In the hospital.
Where in the hospital?
Yeah, they're clearing out the upper floors. She's somewhere in there.
That was stupid. Because now you're dead.
That was dumb.
That was dumb. Dead, dead, dead. Hotline Miami. It's pretty cool. Alright. So, got some weapon parts here. Take that. One big criticism I had about this game, I may have already mentioned this somewhere, but you kind of play through the same timeline as Ellie, and then you play that same... well, you play through a timeline as Ellie, and then you play through the same timeline as Abby, and I feel like it would have been better if they alternated it, like you do day one as Ellie and then day one as Abby, and back and forth like that. rather than doing 1 to 3 as Ellie and then 1 to 3 as Abby. I feel like it would have worked out better. Right, so right here you find a coin as Abby, and I wanted to see if it was here as Ellie, but it's not. I can't see it either way. So let's go into the grass.
Hey, did you hear why we're all getting called up to the fob?
I heard that Isaac wants us to retake all of downtown.
I heard we might take the fight to them.
So we're waiting here.
Not after what went down last time. Even Isaac isn't that crazy.
That's what I heard.
So these guys separate, and when they do, you want to be careful that this chick doesn't turn around and look at you first of all, but you can wait for this guy to walk away, and we're going to go after that chick that was sort of looking in our direction for a second and get her first. This section's very tough to do stealth, but you can definitely cheese a bunch of the enemies. I struggled to get this section done. There's a few checkpoints of me doing this stuff. It may be a mistake that I've got to edit out at some point. I hope not, but this chick's dead. I dragged her sort of behind this truck so that nobody spots me taking her out. And then we're going to go up here to get the guy that's patrolling in this tower. There is one dog in this area, and this is the dog. If you've played the game before, you'll know there's a section where Abby talks to another dog called Bear, and this is where Ellie kills that dog. You don't have to kill it, obviously. You can probably sneak past it in some way or run past it, but that's the dog that you kill here. Let's get this guy. I had to wait for him to walk away, but I'd take him out in this position so nobody sees his body from below. But you can see her walking around with the dog there. We want to take out the dog because he can sniff you out. There goes the dog, and we're going back down after taking that. There you go. Somebody fucking killed Bear. And yeah, if you're observant, you'll know that that's the dog that Abby plays catch with at the beginning of her. Or it's like day 1 for Abby or whatever.
We lost
All right.
another soldier.
Yeah, you did.
We need to stop this now.
So you can cheese out a bunch of these guys. I got a checkpoint up here. But what you want to do is try. I think I head back down at this point. I think the game may have checkpointed me a couple of times. Either that, or I forgot to edit a mistake out here. I don't think I did, but we'll see. So yeah, I think the game gives you a couple of convenient checkpoints here. I got another one right here. So what I was doing was using this boat to my advantage. Took me a minute to figure this out, but because these guys are searching for us now after taking out the dog, because that sort of alerts them, you have to take out the dog in view of everybody, you know. These guys start searching the area, and what will happen when that happens is these guys will kind of just start searching the area randomly, which means you can kind of just wait for people to come near you and take them out that way. And these guys tend to go up the ladder into that tower we were just in and then come up here. So this part kind of consists of me maneuvering around this boat quite a lot, but you can get under the boat. So we will just be chilling. We might have a moment to chat while we wait some stuff out, because there's so many enemies around here. If you keep moving around, you're more than likely going to get spotted. Give her a little stabby, and you can just wait around the boat for more to eventually come over here. This is kind of just a patience game for a while. You can move around to check out and see any more enemies. See if they're on their way. You can hide behind this box and wait for them to come close and move around it. But literally, if you want to, you can just lie under the boat and wait for someone to come close and then wait for the opportunity to take them out. And you can see this guy's jumped up this ladder again. He's probably going to come down and take the same path this chick did, opening himself up for a takedown. Okay. And so I've probably mentioned this in other videos of mine that you've watched. If you've been watching this series, you may have heard me mention it at the end. But if you're somebody who really enjoys my casual playthroughs, rather than these types of guides. I do a lot of them on Twitch nowadays. I don't really post many of them to YouTube because they don't do anywhere near as well as they used to. I feel like what does better for me on YouTube nowadays, or at least some of the time, are my guides. Sometimes they won't do great, but other times they'll pick up and do really well. You can see here I'm just waiting under the boat, so we're literally just going to be chilling here waiting for people to come near us. I kind of don't let the views that my YouTube views get bother me that much. Because I've got so many videos, like I kind of get lots of small amounts of views from different places, so I still do okay on YouTube. I don't... Oh! They found the body.
Someone fucking got her.
Yeah, I got her. She dead. She dead.
Check the entire courtyard.
But, if you're into YouTube at all, like creating content rather than watching it, you may know that YouTube allows you to sort of go and, look at what your most popular content is. And it's a good idea to like keep an eye on that and then create more content that's like that. And some of the more popular videos for me are guides. When I do like no damage runs or collectible guides or speedrun guides, stuff like that. So I kind of want to focus on making content like that. And it's kind of like a chance game with YouTube. You can't really tell if something's going to do really well, you know? Like it's something like it's... you're giving the video a chance by creating content like that, I guess. Doing stuff that more people will possibly search for. Again, I don't really feel like I need to walk you through this, because I'm just waiting at the boat for people to come near us. We're just chilling out. As soon as anyone comes near, I'm looking for the opportunity to take them out. And we've just got a couple more. So yeah, I'm just trying to create more content like that. Also on stream, I have some really supportive people over on the stream who help me out a lot. So I'm doing pretty well over there, although I am trying to get the numbers up to eventually reach partner. It'll probably be quite a grind to reach partner on Twitch. But if you're into that sort of thing, I'm not begging or anything, but if you're into Twitch and you like watching my casual playthroughs, you might want to come through to Twitch and check them out there. I stream at least a few times a week. And I also have a Discord. If you want to figure out where the Discord is, if you come over to my Twitch, you can find it all linked over there. It's all linked up with my Twitch. So I think we've only got a couple more guys that are actually walking around that we've got to take out, but this just kind of requires patience. You just sort of need to wait for people to come over. And it pays to just sit here and wait for a while. Even if you feel like you've taken everyone out, just wait for a minute. Because some of the enemies are inside the hospital and they don't come out. So you may end up just waiting around, waiting for someone to come near you, and they may not for a few minutes. So just be patient, see what you can do. If you crawl out from under the boat, I think the grass is long enough to keep you covered as well, so you can sort of peek out and have a look, see what's going on. But yeah, I kind of feel like it doesn't make sense to create content that doesn't really stand a chance to do well. Like the casual Let's Play stuff, like it really doesn't do anywhere near as well as it used to anymore, so it kind of doesn't make sense to keep making that content, right? Because obviously I want to create stuff where I stand a chance at least to grow from it. I don't know that it's a definite. I can't say that, oh yeah, this is going to get a shitload of views and bring in new people to the channel and stuff. I don't know that with any piece of content I create, but I can sort of give the content the best chance possible by creating stuff that has a possibility to do well, you know? Which is really what I want to focus on in the future with my channel. I'm not saying I won't post casual playthroughs on my channel again, but there's going to be like a lot more guide, tutorial based stuff coming to my channel than there ever was before. I really want to focus on that. And it's kind of odd sometimes because you'll create content like this, and when you post it, I mean, if you're watching this as it's gone out, you may notice it's probably got very few views. It's probably got like a few hundred views, maybe even less than that. But it's sometimes, for some reason, at some point, the video will just start gaining a ton of views. It will just start gaining more views than usual, and that's, I guess, how it gets picked up in searches and by the algorithm on YouTube and stuff. And that's exactly what happened with my previous The Last of Us stuff. Like when I first posted the original Last of Us stealth, the same pretty much thing I'm doing in this one, playthrough of that on YouTube, it did about the same. It got a few hundred views a piece, And then over time they've grown to getting like a few thousand views a piece, which is kind of worth it, I guess. But again, that's really not something I'd be shooting for. Like, if you take a look at my Resident Evil guides, they're like in more like the 10 to 50,000 view range, which is pretty good, and that helps me grow a little bit, you know. That'll get me some new subscribers and help people discover me a bit more, and that's the kind of stuff that I want to shoot for. So I will be creating a lot more content like that and just trying generally to do better. And like I said, it makes sense to create content that stands a chance to actually get somewhere rather than just going around in circles doing the same thing. The literal definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting different results, because it's just not going to happen. So I managed to give this guy the slip by ducking under the truck and moving around him, and I can take him out now.
Quiet.
What the fuck are you doing?
But a lot of people look at my channel and they see like the number of subs I have and they're like, wow, why don't you get more views? And I think a lot of that is down to YouTube's algorithm changes. Like, they don't send... Like, subs don't really mean a fat lot anymore. They don't send my videos out to all of my subs, so barely anyone sees it. But also, like, I've been doing YouTube for so long, a lot of those subs were gained back when it was a lot easier to gain subs on YouTube. Kind of like when YouTube had a feed where if you posted something, it would just appear in the feed, rather than whether the algorithm likes it or not, you know, or if that person's got notifications turned on. All of that stuff never used to matter on YouTube. And in the past, I've had some really successful series that have gained a lot of subs at one time, but I feel like once you stray away from making that kind of content or playing the same game, those subs will lose interest, which doesn't really bother me, but it's just kind of like the way it is, you know. Doesn't fuss me that much. I just kind of enjoy making content. That's why I do it. The money and the numbers are a thing, but I make the content because I enjoy making it. I don't create the stuff that's going to get me numbers. Obviously that's a factor, but I like to make content that I enjoy creating. So that's what I'm doing. Alright, so we got these two here. I'm lying down because if you crouch they will spot you. We need to take these two out, and this bit can be a bit of a joke to get done. So I've climbed up here to try and take them out, and they can kind of do different things, these two. But I managed to jump down and take her out, and then we need to maneuver around and get this guy taken out. I went prone, but he turned around anyway, giving me the opportunity to get behind him and take him out. Once you've killed these two, you should get a checkpoint. If you back off and enter the corner. I actually got pretty lucky here because somebody almost spotted me. So I ducked outside and waited for them to come and do their checks. But they actually went through the check really quickly there. Like, they didn't even look. She just said movement, and then a few seconds later she was like, all clear. I don't know why that happened, but killing those two is kind of frustrating. You may need to take it a little bit slower than I did. Killing the group that are outside is quite easy using that boat that I showed you, but those two that I just took out can be very finicky to get rid of. So right here I didn't know what was going to happen after killing those two. I think this was like the first time I'd killed those two. So I was wondering who was going to come this way, if someone was going to come check it out. But I don't think anyone did. I think I might have tried to throw a bottle to lure someone over here, but no one came over. So it was kind of just a waste of a bottle. I think the enemies that are left are too far away to actually hear this, so save the bow. Not worth using. Oh no, maybe. I mean, I think they might just be really reluctant to come over here. No, maybe.
My God.
I think I might have taken this chick out, actually. It's been a minute. I can't remember everything. Leave me alone. I'm not an elephant. Freem sometimes forgets. No, it's not. Just don't worry about it. Go to sleep. Nah, she did. So maybe the bottle technique did work then. My mistake. And the game gave me a checkpoint after killing that chick. So, there's one more enemy on our right. And there's two more a lot deeper right. And there's like 3 to our left. But I'm waiting for her to move around. She comes towards you here and then turns around and goes back, and we're going to wait for her to go back and go and get her. I'm pretty sure that this chick's path is scripted, like she doesn't seem to stray too far. She comes this way, turns around and goes back. Sometimes she'll walk a little less distance. Like I was hoping here that she'd come towards us. I think I might have got lucky here. But sometimes you're going to need to take this one out. Pretty much where I'm going right now. A lot of the time she'll come to about where I am right now, that pillar, and then walk back. So you'll need to wait for her to turn around and go back and take her out. Again, the pathing can be kind of random, but for the most part she does stick to that scripted path. I got a little bit lucky there and she did something random, but she's really not that difficult to take out. These people are the ones that are difficult to take out. You need to move to that door and try and take this chick out when she's here. Make sure you take her out behind the shelf, because a lot of the time the others will spot you. We've got this guy here, and I'm going to wait for him to go out of view so I can sneak behind him. You have to be quick about that, because he can come back through past the door and come this way. I'm pretty sure he does come this way. But these guys can also take slightly random paths. They might come through the door and come straight to you, but we're going to wait here because this guy's going to come towards the door and then turn around and walk off. Either that, or he'll just stick his head outside of the door and then come back. So it's a good idea to wait on this corner. But you'll see him come here and poke his head around the corner, and then what he does there is go back on himself. So it's a good idea to try and grab him just as he sticks his head outside and then take him out and lay his body down next to that gurney. And then we've got this one. I'm going to hop over here as they turn the corner. Get them done for. Good night. So I think there's still one more around here. If there isn't one more, we've got to go over to the other side. This little section here, taking out those 3 enemies, was very difficult for me. I really struggled to get them done with. They were not easy to kill at all. I kept getting spotted by them. But it's fine. We got it done in the end. About Fukin time, but I do remember being stuck here for a while trying to get this section done. You can just leave, in all honesty, if you want to. Like I mentioned earlier, you can just run through and go through the door at the back, and that's it. At this point, especially, you could just leave if you wanted to. But I was kind of making it my mission to take out everybody possible, get everybody killed. Because, these guys killed Joel, damn it. I don't agree with that. That offends my religion, you know? Alright. So I think there's 2 over here. I don't think this is the only one that's left. I'm pretty sure there's 2 of these guys left. We might see the other one in a minute. And I'm just being patient here because I think at this point I'd gotten further than I had before, and I was like, don't mess this up. We've got a bottle right there we can grab. Let's play it sneaky, play it sneaky. Good night. Yeah, shut it.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I think there's one more maybe? You'll know when you've cleared everybody out because the music will clear up and you'll stop hearing that sort of intense music. So yeah, I think we've got everybody now. Nice. And there we go. Time to have a little scan around and see if we can find any pickups. We're pretty much done with this video though. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I think at this point I just scan around, get some pickups. I'll still be here to the end, but I'll try to get my outro done a little bit sooner rather than later. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching to the end of the video. It really does mean a lot that some of you do that if you're using this to help you out with the game on grounded mode or collectibles or whatever. I hope it's helping you out and proving useful. I know that this game isn't as easy to follow as The Last of Us Part 1 was because of the issues with the AI scripting and whatnot. But hopefully there's some tips in there that can help you out. If you want to support me a bit further, you can always come on over to my Twitch, which is the live stream channel. It's at twitch.tv/ifreams. I should pin that in the comments section below this video if you want to come and throw me a follow. Feel free to come over, chill out with us, Sometimes we do speed runs and challenge runs like this. A lot of the time, though, we play stuff casually. I kind of mix it up over there and play a lot of different stuff, or we'll just maybe fall back and play an old classic game. We do marathons and all kinds of stuff. So I think it's pretty much everywhere searched. Yeah. But also, if you're not into the Twitch thing, if you want to help support these videos and my content in general on Twitch, just drop a like and maybe a little comment. That kind of helps out the algorithm towards letting people know you're interacting with my content and you're enjoying it. You don't have to, obviously, it's entirely up to you if you do that or not. But if you're trying to help me out, that's the best way to do it, really. And same with any content on YouTube you're trying to support. I bet you probably hear it a lot these days. If you spend a lot of time on YouTube, you probably get sick of hearing it. I know I do. That's why I only kind of mention it at the end of the video. I don't like to keep mentioning it all the way through. Unless it's my Twitch. I'll promote that every 10 seconds, mate. Alright. So I think I go through here and move up a little bit further and then I call this video. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed all that good stuff. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Twitch and like and all that bollocks. Have yourself a great day. And, yeah, we're almost done here. I think I may have headed to the next collectible location and then I grabbed that at the beginning of the next video. I'm not sure if I grab it now, so I'll hold on. You never know. I might just grab it now. Yeah, I think I did grab it now. Here we go. Supply list, and you've just got a list of stuff like gauze, iron, swabs, woven things, if available. All of that shit. Doesn't really pay to read that. Be sure to dig into the corners of the second floor. There are still rooms we haven't opened that might have things worth taking. Don't go near the lower levels, Sam. Alright, yeah. So, thanks for watching again, guys. Have yourself a great day. And until next time, take it easy.